Welcome to the deep dive. I'm really excited today. We're gearing up for a fantastic exploration into the world of, well, iconic timepieces.
hmm
And honestly, even if you're sort of new to watches, I think you're going to find this fascinating.
Yeah, it's a great story.
They're looking at the Doxa SUB 750T series, a name that, already gets watch folks buzzing.
Definitely.
And it's just made this huge splash. It's joining Doxa's permanent collection, which is big news in itself, but it's also got some really significant design updates.
Absolutely. And to help us navigate this, we've got a great source here. It's an article called First Look, the Doxa SUB 750T series, now a permanent collection.
Okay.
It's from one of the top online watch magazines, really digs into the details, a treasure trove, actually.
Perfect. So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear.
Yeah.
We want to unpack how this legendary dive watch has evolved.
Right.
We'll look at what made it such a modern icon to begin with, and then, what these new updates really mean. And like I said, this isn't just for the seasoned watch collectors tracking every release. It's just as much for you if you're maybe newer to this whole world of watchmaking.
Yeah, it's accessible.
So get comfortable, because I think we've got some surprises, maybe a few aha moments coming your way. Okay, so before we jump into all the new stuff, we really need to kind of appreciate where Doxa comes from.
Yeah, the foundation.
This isn't just some brand that randomly decided to make dive watches, right? They're real pioneers, true innovators in underwater timekeeping.
Absolutely. You have to think back to 1967 when the first Doxa SUB series launched. What did divers actually need then?
Right, yeah.
They needed something totally reliable, super easy to read in bad conditions, and practical safety features.
Yeah.
Doxa delivered all of that.
And they created this look, this design language that was just instantly Doxa.
Exactly. And functional, like that famous cushion-shaped case.
Yeah.
It wasn't just style. It made the dial bigger, easier to see, and offered more protection.
It really stood out. Before Doxa, dive watches often looked pretty similar, didn't they? Very sort of standard.
They did. Utilitarian. But the cushion case was bold. It was purposeful. And then there's the bezel. The patented no-decompression bezel.
Ah, yes, the bezel.
Revolutionary, truly. Instead of just timing how long you'd been down, it actually put the U.S. Navy's no-decompression limits right on there.
Wow.
Color-coded for depth and time. It wasn't just convenient. It was a critical safety tool. Divers could figure out their ascent limits just by glancing at their wrists.
That's incredible.
But the dials,
Yeah.
those high-contrast colors, bright orange, yellow, black. Think about murky water, low light.
You need to see it clearly.
Precisely. High contrast meant you could read it instantly, reliably, no dangerous mistakes. These weren't just features. They genuinely made diving safer and, well, easier.
It really sounds like Doxa understood the stakes, the life or death demands for divers. They weren't just making nice watches, they were making essential instruments.
That's the key word, instruments.
So building on that amazing legacy, Doxa brought out the specific model we're focusing on today, the SUB 750T, back in 2002. And this was like the next step, right? Bolder, bigger, designed for even deeper dives, tougher conditions.
Exactly. It took that original spirit and just kind of supercharged it, pushed the boundaries for professional dive watches.
Okay, now here's where it gets really, really interesting. The big news, the thing everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
The Doxa SU 750T series is now officially part of the permanent collection for 2025. It's not just back, it's back with a really significant redesign. It feels like it breathes new life into it.
And what's super interesting here, and I think this is one of those aha moments you mentioned, especially
Right.
for Doxa fans,
Okay.
is where this updated, thinner case design came from. It wasn't just dreamed up for this release.
Oh.
It was actually first introduced as a tribute for the 750T's 20th anniversary in that limited edition SUB 750T Clive Cussler edition.
Ah, okay. I remember that one. Highly sought after.
Exactly. So this refined shape, this slimmer profile, which was only available to a few people in that limited run, is now part of the standard production.
That's actually brilliant. So they sort of tested it out in a special edition, saw the reaction.
You got it.
And now they're rolling it out for everyone. What does that tell you about their strategy?
Well, it says they're listening to their community, definitely. And they're smart about introducing changes. They'll let them, test the waters, pardon the pun, with dedicated fans.
Huh, right.
And now they're confident enough to offer this improved engineering to a much wider audience. It really shows they're committed to evolving their icons without losing what makes them Doxa.
That's great. And it means, you listening can actually get this design now, not just admire the limited edition.
Precisely. You benefit directly.
Excellent. So for this new permanent lineup, let's get specific about the physical changes. The stainless steel case still has that big original footprint, right? 45 millimeter by 47 millimeter.
Correct. That unmistakable Doxa presence is still there.
But, and this is the magic part, the thickness has been trimmed down to just 11.95 millimeter.
Yeah, which is pretty remarkable.
That makes it the slimmest 45 millimeter SUB Doxa has ever made. How did they manage that?
Well, that leads to the big question. What does that thinner profile mean for you wearing it?
Yeah, exactly.
It means a much more refined look, definitely. And it feels noticeably lighter, more comfortable on the wrist for everyday wear.
Which is a common thing with big dive watches. They can be bulky.
Right. Doxa's clearly listened to that feedback. But here's the really impressive part, where their engineering shines.
Oh, okay.
They did this without sacrificing its professional-grade 750-meter water resistance.
Wow. So it's slimmer, but just as tough.
Exactly. They shaved off thickness, but didn't compromise its rugged capability one bit. It's still a serious tool watch, just, well, more wearable.
It's like they found that perfect balance, more elegant, but just as capable. How do they do that? Is it different materials or just precision engineering?
It's likely a mix. Advanced machining, maybe redesigning how the internal parts fit together to save space vertically.
Uh-huh.
The main thing is keeping the case strong, even though it's less bulky. They're using modern tech to update a classic design for today's comfort standards. That's a huge win for anyone who loves the Doxa look, but maybe found the older ones a bit, chunky for daily wear.
Yeah, that makes sense. A subtle change, but a big impact.
Definitely.
And for anyone worried they might lose that Doxa toughness, rest assured, it's still got all the hallmarks.
Oh, yeah.
You've still got those sharp champers, those angled edges on the case that look great.
Catch the light beautifully.
A secure screw-down crown for water tightness, a solid screw-in caseback for durability.
All essential.
And of course, that big, unmistakable unidirectional bezel. Still there for timing your dive safely.
Absolutely. It's the best of both worlds, really. Better wearability, same professional performance.
So we've covered the engineering, the slimness, the toughness. But watches are also about looks, right? Personal style. Let's talk about how Doxa is giving us more choice there, especially with an amazing range of colors.
Yes. This is where the SUB 750T really offers something for pretty much everyone. Style-wise,
Okay.
all 8 of Doxa's signature colors are available, which is incredible choice.
8. Wow.
We've got the classic professional orange, practically Doxa's trademark, and super visible underwater.
The icon.
Then there's Sharkhunter Black, very stealthy. Searambler Silver, quite sophisticated. Caribbean Navy Blue. Divingstar Yellow, which really pops.
Love the yellow.
Aquamarine Turquoise, that cool blue-green, sea emerald green, rich and deep. And Whitepearl White, very crisp.
That's a serious lineup.
Each color makes a statement, but they also tie back to Doxa's focus on legibility. Think about that orange or yellow cutting through murky water. Its form and function.
I love that Doxa embraces color like that. It's not just, blue or black. Each color has its own vibe, its own history with the brand.
Exactly.
And speaking of seeing things clearly, the practical stuff is all there too, right? Big lume-filled hands and markers for visibility.
Yep. Optimal legibility. Day or night, deep down or just in a dark room. And the date window is neatly tucked in at 3 o'clock. Doesn't mess up the dial flow.
Good integration.
And what's also great is the sheer number of options you have for how you wear it.
Oh, yeah.
At launch, there are 16 different versions in total.
16.
Because you can pair your chosen dial color with either the classic beads of rice stainless steel bracelet.
Ah, the beads of rice. Very comfortable.
Yeah, incredibly comfortable. Conforms to the wrist beautifully, has that great vintage look, and it includes an engraved Doxa fish logo and a wetsuit extension.
A wetsuit extension, so it's still a proper tool bracelet.
Precisely. Or if you want something lighter, more casual maybe, you can get a color-matched rubber strap with a standard pin buckle.
Nice. So loads of versatility.
Totally. I mean, the watch works for almost anything: diving, weekend wear, even smart casual. It broadens the appeal way beyond just hardcore divers. It's for anyone who wants a robust, cool-looking, versatile watch.
All right, so what's actually making this updated icon tick? Let's get into the engine room. What movement is Doxa using in these new 750Ts?
Okay, so inside that tough, slimmer case, you've got the Sellita SW300 automatic movement.
Sellita SW300.
Okay, it's a well-respected, very reliable Swiss movement. known for solid performance, and it's easy to get service down the line.
Good points.
It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. That's 4 hertz, which gives you that smooth seconds hand sweep and helps with accuracy. It has 25 joules to reduce friction, helps it last longer, and it offers a pretty robust 56-hour power reserve.
56 hours. That's pretty good. What does that mean practically if you're wearing it?
Well, it means you can take the watch off on a Friday night, leave it sitting all weekend.
Yeah.
And it should still be running fine Monday morning. No need to reset the time.
Ah, okay. Convenient.
Very convenient, especially if you rotate watches. Lets you be flexible without always having to wind it. Now, connecting that choice to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's a great pick because its basic design, its architecture, is based on the ETA 2892 movement, another really proven, reliable workhorse.
Ah, okay, so it has good bones, so to speak. For listeners maybe not deep into movements, why is being based on the ETA 2892 significant? What does that tell us?
That's a really important point. The ETA 2892 is famous for being reliable, durable, relatively thin, and easy to service.
Gotcha.
So by using that architecture, the Slate SW300 inherits those qualities. Doxa gets a reliable engine that's also slim enough to help achieve that thinner 750T profile.
Ah, it contributes to the slimness.
Exactly. And crucially, watchmakers everywhere know how to service it. That fits perfectly with the tool watch idea. It's meant to be used, maintained, maybe even passed down like the originals. Not some overly complex thing you can't get fixed. It makes long-term ownership practical.
That's a great connection, the movement choice supporting the tool watch philosophy and usability. Nice insight.
Thanks.
And you mentioned Doxa's attention to detail. The movement is Duo XA decorated. What does that actually mean? Is it just for looks or something more?
It's usually a mix, but mostly it's about showing quality and brand identity. Doxa XA decorated typically means they've added custom touches.
Like what?
Maybe engraving their logo on the rotor, perhaps some specific polishing or striping on parts of the movement visible through a display back, though this one has a solid back.
Right, solid back on this one.
So even if you don't see it, it signifies Doxa's pride in the mechanics inside. It suggests a level of finishing and quality control that goes beyond just the visible parts, a little touch of refinement on a robust tool.
Okay, makes sense. Let's bring it back to the practical stuff for you listening. All these cool features, the new design, the history. When can you actually buy one of these new Doxa SU750Ts?
Good news there. You don't have too long to wait. They're set to be available from the end of September 2025.
End of September 2025. Okay, mark your calendars. And the big question price, how much are we talking? Let's get the numbers clear.
Sure. So if you want the version with that excellent beads of rice steel bracelet, the price is set at 2,490 Swiss francs, 2,690 euros, or 2,790 US dollars.
Okay.
If you prefer the rubber strap version, which is color matched to the dial, it's slightly less. 2,450 Swiss francs, 2,650 euros, or 2,750 US dollars.
Got it. And where will people be able to find them?
They'll be available through authorized Doxa retailers around the world, and also online directly from DoxaWatches.com.
And thinking about that pricing, how does Doxa sit in the market now, especially with these updates and the heritage? Is that competitive?
Oh, absolutely. Very competitive. When you factor in the 750-meter water resistance, the iconic design, the reliable Swiss automatic movement, and the improved wearability,
Yeah.
it's a really strong value proposition. You look at other heritage dive watches with similar specs, they can often cost significantly more.
Right.
So Doxa is offering a really compelling package here. It shows they want to stay accessible while still upgrading the watch. It definitely puts it right in the sweet spot for serious collectors and for people just looking for one great, robust, stylish watch that has real history without completely breaking the bank.
Hits that sweet spot. Well said.
Okay.
So, wrapping this up, what does it all mean? This deep dive, I think, really shows Doxa nailing that blend. Rich history meets modern design, robust function, making the SUB 750T permanent, giving it these smart updates. They've made a modern icon more accessible, more wearable, and maybe even more desirable.
I agree. That reinforcement is crucial. They've brought this modern icon firmly into the present, as the article put it.
Yeah.
They found that balance refinement, but still totally professional capability. No compromises on what makes it a real Doxa dive watch.
Yeah.
And that means it works for the hardcore divers and a much broader audience looking for a cool, capable watch with a great story.
Okay, as we finish up, here's a final thought I want to leave you with. Think about how this evolution of the Doxa SUB 750T kind of challenges what we think of as a tool watch.
Interesting point.
For ages, tool watches were often just about function, right? Ruggedness first, refinement maybe second or third.
Yeah, function over form sometimes.
But here you have Doxa taking this extreme depth instrument, making it significantly slimmer, more comfortable, and offering this huge spectrum of colors for personal style. It blurs the lines.
It does.
So, can a professional tool designed for harsh environments also be sleek, stylish, and expressive? What does that suggest about where utility and aesthetics might merge in other high-performance things we use?
That's a great question. Makes you wonder.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what other tools might get a similar evolution. We'll leave you to chew on that. Thanks so much for joining us on the deep dive.